Hello. Thank you. Good morning, all of you, beta.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. Just adjust your mic. Sometimes it's very faint. Please adjust your mic, beta. So one of you start reading the slide. The first thing with the microorganism. Right now, what are we doing, beta? The beneficial effect of microorganism. How microorganisms are useful to us. These are the things that we are going to learn. Making of curd. Please start, beta.
Making of curd. Curd contains several microorganisms of these. The bacterium
Lactobacillus.
lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Bacteria are also involved in the making of cheese, pickle, and many other food items. An important ingredient of rava or soji,
Suji. Rava suji. Yes.
idlis, idlis,
Idlis.
and bhatura
Bhaturas.
curds.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Vita. Now, what is curd, by the way? It has got many types of microorganism. Out of that, the useful microorganism that we're going to talk about is the bacterium lactobacillus. Now, that promotes, that helps the formation of curd. How? First we take milk, isn't it? Then we warm it, and then we put little bit of curd in it and stir it. Okay. What happens? That temperature helps lactobacillus to multiply or to reproduce in milk, and it becomes solid, right? The liquid becomes solid and it converts it into curd. See, milk is liquid, curd is almost semi-solid, you can say that. Also, bacteria you can find that we can use, or we can have the usefulness of bacteria in making of cheese. You know what are cheese? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
processed cheese, then pickles, achar, then lots of other food items also, bacteria is involved. With rava, suji, that you can make idli, you can make what you call it as upma. So everywhere we use buttermilk. I hope you know that. Yes, and buttermilk you get it from curd. Understand? And bhatura, that chole bhatura, I hope you love chole bhaturas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, beta. So the bhatura is like a huge puri, isn't it? It's a big puri. But why it is crispy? Because it is kneaded. The dough is made with the help of curd, but not water. Remember that. Usually we make chapatis when we make dough. Uh, when we add atta and water to make the dough, and then we make chapatis, isn't it better? The same way, instead of water, we add curd and make bhaturas. Hope you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what we have learned today, how um, lactobacillus helps in making of curd. Next is making of bread. Again, usefulness of microorganism. Read better.
Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. It is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastries, and cakes.
Thank you. Now, for bread, which is the microorganism that we are going to talk about? Yeast. Okay. So yeast is the microorganism which multiplies and reproduces very fast. And when it is multiplying, it is producing a gas. Which gas is it producing, beta? It produces which gas? Hello? Which gas it produces, beta?
Yes.
Which gas it produces? Carbon dioxide. Okay? So
Yes.
why it is producing carbon dioxide? What we produce during respiration, we are breathing, isn't it? It's a part of respiration. We are inhaling in um, oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. Same way, yeast is also a microorganism, it's an organism. So what it does, it also breathes. So it takes in oxygen and it gives out carbon dioxide. You understand? So when it is giving out carbon dioxide during respiration, the bubbles of the gas, it fills the dough and the volume increases. So that's the reason why we use yeast in baking industry for generally making breads, pastries, and cakes. You can see bread over here. Yes, beta. You can see bread over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we saw curd and we seen bread right now. Now we'll do one activity. Yes, beta. Read.
Activity 3. Maida with yeast powder, raised maida.
You must have observed this activity at home. Mama making pizza bread. Yes or no?
Yes.
If it was she makes, or she's making that what you call it as some sort of uh, kulchas, kulchas. That's also is made with maida. So with maida and yeast powder, you mix maida and yeast powder, and with warm water, you make the dough. After some time, you cover it up. After some time, you will see like this. The volume of the dough has increased. Okay. Even you can do this activity at home. Yes, read better.
Take half kg flour, atta or maida, add some sugar and mix with warm water. Add a small amount of yeast powder and knead to make a soft dough. What do you observe after 2 hours? Did you find the dough rising?
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll take some atta or maida, little bit of sugar, let's say one teaspoon of sugar, and we will mix with warm water. Okay. Take warm water always. Then only the yeast will work. Then we'll take little bit of yeast powder and we mix it and knead it, to make a dough. And the dough should not be hard; it should be soft. And cover it up. After 2 hours, what do you observe? We observe like this. We observe that the dough is rising. Understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Girls, all of you, beta?
Yes.
Yes. So, what is the observation? We'll see now. Read
Yeast
beta.
reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. This is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastry, and cakes.
So, you understood the why it has been raised, what is happening in the dough, and why it is used in the baking industry. All of you understood? Can anyone out of you explain in one line what yeast powder is doing and why it is helpful in baking industry? Can anyone better? Hello. How yeast is helpful in baking industry? Can anyone tell me the answer?
Yeast reproduce carbon dioxide.
No. Yeast reproduces and while doing so, it produces carbon dioxide. This is how you have to say. Okay, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then what happens, beta? So carbon dioxide spills. What happens? Yes, Misbah?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what happens next? So carbon dioxide spills. What happens next? Where is this carbon dioxide? It is present in the where is it present, beta? Where do you find this carbon dioxide? It
So,
is present in the dough, isn't it?
yes.
That makes the dough increase the volume. You understand? Because of the bubbles of carbon dioxide increasing in the dough. And that's the reason that we are using yeast in the baking industry. Because you can see breads, it increases the volume. Pastries, it becomes fluffy. Cakes, see, we put a batter and the cakes become so double the size or triple the size. Have you observed that? So what is why the size is increasing? Because of the presence of carbon dioxide gas in the dough. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Except you, no one is answering. Are they there or not? No one is interested in reading out.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Now we know the harmful, not harmful, sorry. We know the usefulness of microorganism. Now this usefulness is used commercially so as to get the maximum profit. So let's talk about commercial use of microorganisms. Yes, better start. Read.
Microorganisms are used for the large-scale production of alcohol, wine, and acetic acid vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, and crushed fruit juice, etc.
Okay, better. Now this microorganism, we are using it in a large scale. Why? For producing alcohol. You know what is alcohol, beta?
Yes,
Yes, wine you get from the grapes. Where do you get wine, beta? From where do you get wine? We get wine from grapes. Remember that. We have got red wine and white wine. So we get wine from grapes. Then we have the acetic acid. I think you are aware of vinegar. You have vinegar at home? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
All of you are aware of vinegar? So that is acetic acid. If I say what is the chemical formula of vinegar, beta, what you will say? Acetic acid. What's the chemical name? Now, for all these purposes, which microorganism are we using, beta? Yeast. Stay with me. Which microorganism are we using? Yeast. Say, hello. Yeah,
yes,
yeast. So
Yes,
for
ma'am.
alcohol and wine, we are using yeast. Now, where is it grown? It is grown on natural sugars like barley, wheat, rice. So these grains are uh, decayed in a way, and from there we get alcohol. And from wine we get from the crushed fruit juices. I just told you about grapes. So this is how you get alcohol, wine, and acetic acid. Next, yes, read.
the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation.
So what is
Roy,
happening over here? What is the process that we are undergoing? Process is fermentation. So what are we doing with it? We are converting sugar into alcohol, the sugar of wheat, barley, rice. Hope you understand. And we are
Yes.
converting into alcohol. The process is known as fermentation. You get a very typical bad smell. This is correspond. Even you must have observed your mama making dhoklas. Class, yes. So she will take the what do you call this? The powder, the grain powder, and then she will put the buttermilk and then cover it up. When you open the cover in the evening, you will see that the volume has risen up. Isn't it, Pata? The volume
yes,
has become almost double or triple, and you get a typical smell. Yes or no?
yes,
Yes. So you
Yes.
get a typical smell. So that is the smell of alcohol. Okay. So fermentation process goes on. Who was the first one to discover fermentation, beta? What is written over here? The third line.
yes, ma'am.
What is written? Who discovered fermentation? Read out.
Louis Pasteur,
Louis
dis-
Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857.
So who was the one who discovered this Pasteur or this fermentation method? It was Louis Pasteur in 1857. I hope the things are clear. Now here you
Yes,
see this is vinegar. You see this vinegar, beta? And
yes,
he is Louis Pasteur. Who is he, beta?
Yes.
Newspaper. Understood, beta?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now we'll see activity 4. Please read.
Activity 4. Take a 500
500.
beaker filled up to 3
Three quarter. Three
quarter.
quarter.
Dissolve 2 to 3 teaspoons of sugar in it. Add half a spoon of yeast powder to the sugar solution. Keep it covered in a warm place for 4 to 5 hours. Now smell the solution. Would you get a smell?
Good. So what we'll do? We'll take a beaker. This is a beaker. Can you see this beaker, beta? Yes. And
Yes.
three quarter means what is three quarter? This much. Okay? Three quarter is this much. This much is half, and this is one quarter. I hope you understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So what we'll do? We will fill this much with water, and what we'll add, beta? 2 to 3 spoon of sugar. What we will add over here in this? We'll put sugar. 2 to 3 spoon of sugar and little bit of yeast. Is it clear? Is it clear,
Yes.
beta? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we'll cover it. What we'll do, beta? We'll cover it. And we'll keep it in a warm place. That means anything which with a door, we'll cover it, or in the kitchen, or we'll keep it outside under the sun. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For how much?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
many hours? For 4 to 5 hours. We just keep it like that. Now, just open up and you smell it. What you will see? What you will feel? You will see that the fermentation has taken place. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
You feel the smell. You can have the smell of alcohol. Read better.
This
For
is
my
the
Yes, yes, read. Who wants to read better? Misbah, can she read better? If you don't
ma'am.
mind.
Ma'am Sani wants to read.
Okay, better. Allow her. If Misbah does not mind, can she read better?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sani, read.
This is the smell of alcohol as
Smell,
sugar has
smell,
been.
smell.
This is the smell of alcohol as sugar has been converted into alcohol by yeast. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation.
All of you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think I need to explain anything?
Ma'am,
Do
we
you think
understand.
you understood? Because everything has been done already, isn't it? So you get a typical smell. Why? Because yeast is respiring, yes, and it is liberating carbon dioxide, yes, hello, as
Yes,
well
ma'am.
as alcohol, as well as alcohol. It is working on sugar and changing into alcohol. The typical smell that you get is the process of fermentation. Now we are going to see, we saw alcohol production, commercial production of alcohol. It's all usefulness of microorganism. Now there's another use which is called as medicinal use. How this microorganism is used in medicine, let's see. Start better.
Whenever you
Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets,
Biotic.
capsules, or injections such
Who is
as
speaking?
of
Who is speaking?
pen
Who is speaking?
Atika Dholia.
So, Atika, whenever I say something, that means you have done wrong, so you have to repeat it better.
Yes.
Is it okay? Fine. So I said you said antibiotic. What I said biotic. So you have to repeat it. Then only you can improve. Is it clear?
Uh, yes.
So can we start with antibiotic tablets, beta?
Antibiotic tablets, capsules, and injections
Or
such as
or
of
or
or injections such as of penicillin. The source of this medicine
these
is microorganisms
organisms,
mar-
microorganisms.
microorganisms. These medicine kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms.
Organisms, beta. It is
Organisms.
microorganism. Read with me. Micro or no.
Microorganism.
Don't mix both of them, beta. Say micro
Microorganisms.
organisms. Say it again, beta.
Microorganisms.
Is it easy now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Read, beta. Such medicines. What happened?
Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days, a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi.
Fungi. Fungi. Say fungi. Streptomycin. Hello. Hello,
Strep,
Atika.
strep,
Streptomycin.
streptomycin,
Streptomycin. Tetra.
set, cetrip,
Tetra. Streptomycin. Say strepto.
septomycin,
Yes. Tetracycline.
tetracycline, and eryth-
Erythromycin.
erythromycin are
Good.
some of commonly known antibiotics which are made from fungi and bacteria.
Okay. Bacterias, no. There's only bacteria. Okay? There's no bacterias. It's wrong.
Yes.
Wrong. It's only bacteria. Are you finding it difficult to read, beta? Atika? Atika,
Yes, ma'am.
are you finding it difficult to read?
Yes.
Okay. So don't worry. This is how you're going to improve. Okay? So whenever I stop you, you redo it again. So in every session you will have one slide to read. That's how you will improve. Is it clear, beta? But don't stop. Okay? And practice at home as well. Understood or not? Hello? Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Now we are going to see, well done anyways, you will improve. Now we are going to see how these microorganisms are used in medicine. Now when you fall ill, where do you go? First, you have to give me answer first, better. When do you fall ill? Where do you go? You go to doctor. And what doctor prescribes? He gives you a prescription. A big piece of paper with lots of things written on that, isn't it? So he gives you
Yes.
antibiotic tablets, he gives you capsules, or he injects you, or with penicillin. Now, from where these medicines are coming? Obviously, it is coming from microorganisms. Now, what are these microorganisms doing, by the way? They either kill or put a stop to the growth of the harmful microorganism which is in your body. So, it stops the growth of the microorganism which is making you sick. And these medicines are named antibiotics. Now, you understand what is antibiotic doing? Antibiotic is made from the microorganism, which is stopping the growth and development of the microorganism which is inside your body. Do you understand? We have lots of antibiotics which are obtained from bacteria and fungi. What are they? Streptomycin, tetracycline, and erythromycin. These are antibiotics which come from fungi and bacteria. Do you have any problem?
No, ma'am.
All of you understood nicely?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So some more to know about them. Yes, please start, Beta. Who wants to read?
Can I?
Okay, give your name.
Holia Khadija.
Okay, Khadija. So I know that who is reading. Okay, so I can address you accordingly. Yes, Khadija. Carry on.
The medic the antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific micro microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases,
Disease.
antibiotic disease,
Diseases.
anti-
Yeah.
diseases. Antibiotics are even mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry,
Poultry.
poultry,
Poultry.
poultry to
Pollute.
check
It's not pollute. It's poultry. Please read it again.
poultry to check
Real.
microbial infection in animals. They are also
Beta,
used
there's a
to
full stop after animals, I think so. Is there a full stop after animals?
animals.
Why you did not stop? Yes, I think you understood what I said.
Yes,
Yes, you should stop after the full stop, isn't it? Do that. Yes. After animals, what is there?
they are also used to control many plant
Diseases, beta. What it is?
diseases.
Thank you, beta. I hope you learned something, Khadija.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
thank you. Now, these antibiotics, how are we getting it? How it is made? When we grow certain specific micro, not all, but specific microorganisms, certain strain of microorganisms, and they are used to cure many types of diseases. These antibiotics are also added with the food of livestock. Now, what is called livestock, beta? The animals which live with us. Use generally cattle, sheep, isn't it? Goats, yes. Along with livestock, the poultry also come, which have got all the birds as fowls, hen, ducks, goose. You understand? All these things come in livestock and poultry. Poultry is with birds and livestock is with the animals. So uh, the antibiotics are added to the food of them. Now that food is called as feed of livestock and poultry so that the animals are free of any type of microbial infection. Also, we can use this microorganism to control several plant diseases. Is it clear to all of you? So, in short, we are keeping a check by using antibiotics in humans, in animals, and in birds or hens or ducks. You get it? As well as plants. Do you get it, Beta?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes? Okay. Now, precautions while administering antibiotics. That means a doctor is giving you antibiotic. What precautions he has to take to give you antibiotics? You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's see one by one.
Um, Ma'am, can I?
Your name, beta?
Sani.
Sania.
Yes.
Okay, yes, go.
It is important to remember that antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor
Advice. Only on the
and
advice.
advice. Also, you must finish the course prescribed by the
Prescribed.
doctor.
Say it again. Prescribed.
Prescribed by the doctor. If you take antibiotics when not needed or in wrong doses, it may make the drug less effective when you might need it in the future. Also, antibiotics taken necessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in the body. Antibiotics, however, are not effective against cold and flu as these are caused by viruses.
Thank you, beta. Now, whenever you are taking antibiotics, what precautions you have to take? That only you have to take antibiotics when it is given by a well qualified doctor. Do you understand? So you cannot take antibiotics on your own. Remember that always. Second, whatever doctor gives you prescription, you have to finish that course. Do not leave it in between. I repeat, do not leave it in between. You have to finish the course prescribed by the doctor. Because if you're taking antibiotics, your body does not want antibiotics and you're giving antibiotics to your body. Or you are supposed to take one tablet, but you're taking two tablets. What happens? That in future, if you take the same medicine, that medicine will not affect you. Am I clear?
Yes.
So be careful while taking antibiotics. Next, now your body does not require antibiotics, but you are taking antibiotics just like that because you felt it that okay, this antibiotics work on me, so you started taking it. What happens? You have bacteria in your body, inside the gut, in the intestine. You have the bacteria, useful bacteria, which lives in our body. What it is doing? It is making the stool, it is making the fecal matter of your body. Do you understand what I said just now?
Yes.
Now, if the bacteria is removed, this antibiotic is going to kill that bacteria, that useful bacteria. What will happen? Your stool will not be formed, and you will have diarrhea or dysentery. Do you understand?
Yes.
See, what is the harmful effect of having antibiotics? You saw it just now. Okay. Now, these antibiotics, now I've got cold, cough, or I've got fever, pneumonia. Now, I start taking antibiotics on my own. Do you think it's going to work? It is unnecessary to take antibiotics because we already know that these antibiotics cannot affect cold and flu. Why? Because cold, cough, flu, pneumonia, they are caused by viruses, not by bacteria and fungi. So, how can antibiotics help it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so you have to be very, very careful while taking antibiotics. Either you have to ask your parents or you have to go to a doctor. Don't do anything on your own. Next, we are going to talk about penicillin. Penicillin is from fungi. Remember that. From where do you get penicillin, beta? From fungi. And who found it? We are going to see.
Ma'am, can you
Yes,
hear me?
beta. Start. Yes. What's your name, beta?
Fatim Hatrawali.
Okay. Yes, Fatima. Go ahead.
In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease causing bacteria. Suddenly, he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of molds prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. From this, the mold penicillin was prepared.
Penicillin. Say it again.
Penicillin.
Thank you, beta. So you understood something? How penicillin was discovered? So Alexander Fleming, he was working in his research laboratory. Okay, he was working on certain diseases. So he made a culture. He made a petri plate. He was culturing bacteria which was causing certain diseases. You understand? When 1929. What he found in his petri plate or in his culture plate that some spores of a green mold, he could see a patch of green mold in his culture plate. What he observed that this green mold, mold means these green spots, it was not allowing the bacteria to grow. And also it had killed some of the bacteria as well. So this mold, out of this green mold, what was prepared with a penicillin was prepared. So from this fungus, which medicine was prepared with a penicillin. Now this is Alexander Fleming. Who is he, beta? Alexander Fleming. And this is the green mold that he observed in his petri plate from which penicillin was made. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
No,
All of
ma'am.
you understood? Nicely, beta?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I think, have you finished with the session? Just have a look, beta. Is it time up?
Yes.
Yes, beta. So I hope
Yes.
you will not disappoint me today. And thank you for being a good class fitter. You took part, you interacted with me, you were active, so I'm acknowledged and I appreciate all of you. But don't disappoint me today in the evening. Please finish your work and without fail submit all of you. I'm appealing to all of you. Submit to your follow-up teacher. Am I clear, beta?
Okay,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, beta. Thank you. Have a good day. And
Bye.
I'm sorry now to have scolded you in the starting of the session. I'm literally sorry. I don't start my day like this, beta. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Yes? So please don't let me do this again.
Okay, ma'am.
I request all of you. Thank you.